Lovely. So hopefully you've all got a chair type thing and a strap type thing around. Sorry, Alex, I should have been saying this when I've just been aimlessly chatting for the last however long. But some kind of surface that means you can elevate your feet. So we'll do some more of those kind of L kind of handstand prep things, get the shoulders going and whatnot. And then strap type thing for those lovely dislocates. Block, just if you want to sit in it or cushion or whatever. So getting straight in with that alternate nostril breathing. Take a bit of time to get comfortable and just to close your eyes and just breathe initially. So kind of again. So just landing, arriving in your practice, connecting to your breathing. And when you're ready, to start that alternate nostril breath, you'll start by closing the right nostril and exhaling through the left side. And you'll continue on from there. You're always changing nostrils or changing sides at the top of your inhale. We'll just spend maybe 3 or 4 minutes focusing on our breath. Taking your time to finish your cycle, exhaling through the left, allowing the hand, the arm to relax, just taking a little bit of time in observing the breath. Maybe observing any subtle shift or effect from that brief practice. Maybe today is one of those days where you need to remind yourself that it is just a practice. Some days will be smooth and easy, other days not so much. And that's cool, that's fine, that's all part of that process. Switching your attention from your breath to your body. And just taking a couple of minutes to move any way that you like. So, it's early-ish on a Saturday. How is your body feeling? What do you want to do to kind of wake yourself up or prepare you for the practice that is to come? And you're welcome to move out of your seat. You could lie down, you could take it to standing if you want to. There's no rules at this point. It's just your chance to get into your body, to open up that dialogue. So that our practice isn't just, hey body, I need you to do this, you are going to do this, but it's that conversation. Okay, this is where we're going. How is it feeling? Listening to that feedback. Do you want to make any adjustments, any changes based on what your body is telling you? So you're working with, not against your body. And keep doing what you're doing. But when it's time for us to kind of join back together again, we will be focusing on wrists, shoulders, hips, core. So there'll be some specific things that we'll all do together. Start to think about making your way into a child's pose. There's no rush. But then from that child's pose, you're going to be shifting forwards and backwards. So starting to just get wrists, shoulders, hips a little bit warmer. Maybe you're moving with breath, inhaling forwards, exhaling back. If you want to add in some back bends, some little press ups. As always, that movement doesn't have to be continuous, though it can be. I'm not going to get the spine involved. And when you're ready, settling into a kneeling position, just sitting up on the heels. As you arrive there, just like to circle the wrists. And interlacing the hands, moving into figure of 8. Changing direction. Here's some nice big disco waves. Try and make sure you're really articulating the wrists, the fingers. So you want that sense of stretch through the palm of the hand. Again, maybe changing direction. Shaking it out. Taking your hands straight out to the side. You want to have the palms and the hands spread as wide as possible. So arms straight out to the side, open palms, like exaggerated open palms, and then into a really tight fist. And then you're going to keep doing that. Open and close, full movement, as big and as fast as you can. Arms are completely straight. So trying to make sure the hands don't start to get a bit kind of droopy and floppy and lazy, and it might be starting to burn already. Try and keep going. So the hands are going to start to, particularly as that heat starts to build, that heat, and it starts to hurt more, let's be honest, the hands are going to start to sort of get a bit lazy in their movements. Try and keep going. Let's keep it going, but take the arms up overhead. Try not to hold your breath. Try and keep that big movement all the way open, all the way closed. You might find it's getting harder, it's getting a bit slower. Try and keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, shake it out. Oh my God. So from that kneeling position, let's give the hands, the forearms rather, a bit of a stretch. Turn the fingertips back towards your knees or your thighs. Easing hips back towards the heels. Trying to keep the jaw, the neck, the shoulders quite comfortable, free from tension. Flipping the hands, so back to the hands down, palms up. Again, easing the hips back. Ace. Releasing the hands. I'm just going to take 3 or 4 big arm circles. Slow, slow, slow arm circles. So we're trying to get the shoulder joint and the shoulder blade, blades plural rather, moving with a bit of control. So through the back quarter of the circle, for example, we are trying to retract the shoulder blades. As the arms come up to the ceiling, we are drawing the shoulders up towards the ears. Changing direction to the front of the circle. The shoulder blades are protracting, wrapping towards the front of the body. Great. Again, giving the hands a little bit of a shake. Coming to all fours, we're going to take some scapular press-ups. So from your all fours position, the arms stay completely straight. Abdominals are just lightly drawing in. Without bending the elbows, the chest sinks towards the floor, and then you push down through the arms, and there's that slight rounding through the back of the shoulders. So no bend in the elbows, we're not looking for a massive movement. As you sink the chest, the shoulder blades sort of squeezing towards the spine. As you push the floor away, you've got that protraction, that wrap down the front of the body. Next time you push the floor away, you're in that protracted shape. Pause there. Keep that effort through the arms. Step the feet back to your high plank. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it into a downward facing dog. Just get that lengthening, that opening of the armpits That leg, that space through the spine, through the torso. And I'm sure you know by now, particularly first stand, I'm going to practice, take your time to get into it, to breathe with it, to move with it. Before taking it slowly back down to the knees, back to an all fours position and to a short all fours position. We're going to go in for some of these bear holds. So all fours position, knees slightly further forwards than the hips, toes tucked under, low ribs lightly knitting in. Again, that slight protraction through the back of the shoulders. And when you're ready, hovering the knees just a millimetre off the mat. Keep breathing. Keep it there just for 3, 2, and 1. Good, slowly bringing the knees down. Same thing again, this time shifting your weight, so keeping 4 points onto the floor, but exploring that transition of weight, front to back, side to side, circling around the mat. So when you're ready, setting up, taking that little lift, and making sure the low ribs are knitting in. There's that support of the low back, which comes from active abdominals or active core. Shifting your weight. You don't have to keep the palms completely flat on the floor. Allowing the weight to shift through the palms depending on where you're going, where you're moving. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down, shake it out. Next time, single point lifts. Lifting one hand, 1 foot at a time, whatever order you want. In fact, let's go options. We're going to go here, we're going to be here for 30 seconds. You can rest whenever you want to. Single points or opposite hand and opposite foot, lifting and lowering at the same time, keeping the knees nice and low. When you're ready, 30 seconds. In 3, 2, and 1. Taking it up. Whatever you're lifting, you want that lift to be small and minimal. If you're lifting in opposition, right hand and left foot, for example, left hand and right foot, we want to try and lift and replace the hand and foot at the same time. Keep it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Take it down. Release the wrist. Maybe give them a little bit of a stretch out, if you like. You're going to come to sit with the legs out in front of you. Keeping a little bend in the knees, grounding through the heels. We're just going to rotate in and out with the hips. I'm out of breath. How is this possible? Rotating in and out. And then you're going to keep one leg on the floor. Doesn't matter which one. The other leg, you're going to keep a bend in the knee. You're going to lift it up slightly. So you feel that, that drawing in of the abdominals. And then again, rotating in and out. And if, like me, you're starting to sink back, hands behind you, so if you can just lift sort of out of your weight, stack the spine directly above the hips. Switching sides when you're ready, give the legs a shake. And trying to stay sort of up on the sit bones. Little bend in the leg that's lifting. Rolling in and out, in and out. Trying to keep the spine fairly long, fairly lengthened, up on the sit bones. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Just bring the soles of the feet together for a, let the knees drop out towards the side. Just gently, no hands if possible. It's a little bit more active. And then just gently trying to squeeze, again, hands free, but trying to squeeze one knee down a bit more, and then the other. And take the legs back out in front of you. And take it into some little leg lifts. So once again, well, in fact, this time, instead of being up, instead of being in that L-shaped position, bring the hands slightly forwards. You've got a little bit of a hinge at the hips. We're going to go right leg first, and you're going to just lift it away from the mat. You're going to just effortlessly lift it away from the mat and pulse it up 5 times. 5. Drawing the belly in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Left side. And again, lifting for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release down. This time, you're going to walk right and left. So you're going to alternate. Alternate, alternate. So set that rhythm up for you. And now you're going to start to walk the feet out. So you're going to go 8, 7, 6, 5. They might be very small walks. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walking them in for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Little pause. Now keeping the feet flexed, hopefully your mat won't scrunch up too much. You're going to draw the heels in towards you and then push the heels away. If you need to, shift yourself slightly off your mat. Draw the heels in and push the heels away. 3 more times if possible. If there's just no slide happening, depending on your mat, depending on the surface that you're on, just hang tight. Only got 2 or so more. I promise the sound you can hear is the sound of my heels on the floor. Brilliant. Lovely. And then from there, giving the legs a little shake, excuse me, and coming to a wide squat, a Malasana squat at the back of your mat. So a bit of time to settle into that wide squat to allow the low back and the hips to sort of settle into it, to ease into it. And then hands, you're going to be slightly in front of you. We're going to start to shift the weight from your feet more into the hands. So you're moving from that squat into something close to a crow pose. And depending on how warm you are, you might start to get a little bit lighter in the feet and a bit lighter in the feet. But for now, we want to keep shifting forwards and backwards. If you can, as the weight comes into the arms, even if the feet are on the floor, could you pull the tummy in and think of just getting the hips a little bit higher? Can you feel the tips of your fingers gripping the mat as you shift your body forwards? Just 1 or 2 more. Before coming all the way up to standing. Awesome. How are we doing so far? All right, cool. So we're going to take the first of our mini flows. We are going to take it twice through, so we'll go through a short version the first time, and then we're going to add some stuff on the second time around. So you're standing at the back of your mat, arms are up towards the ceiling. You're going to start taking right arm forwards, left arm back. 3 times. Right arm forwards, left arm back. Circling 1, 2, and 3. Picking up the left foot, taking your spiral. Bend both knees, a slight tuck of the tailbone. So as you draw the low belly in, that left leg will lift slightly higher just by that tucking action. Step onto left, pick up right, little twist, little spiral, bend the knees, little tuck of the pelvis, will the abdominals draw in. Step onto the right, little twist left, then left arm reaches forwards, as you take it into a warrior three. Left arm forwards, right arm reaches back. Good. From there, taking it slowly down into a lunge, bending the right knee. Left foot finds the back of the mat. Left hand finds the front of the mat. One big circle with the right arm. Plant right hand at the top of the mat, step back to a plank position, move it through a vinyasa. Again, you can take extra time. Basically, I say that because I need to take a bit of extra time in my back bend. Once you are back in your down dog, lifting your right leg. Maybe taking a few breaths there in our first three-legged dog. Before stepping the right foot forwards, hover the fingertips, big push down all the way to standing. Hands come to the hips, half step back with the right foot, keep the heel high, hip hinge. Press the hips back, flat back, up to standing. Walking back, left foot, little hinge. Walking back, little hinge, right foot. And as you find the back of your mat again, two arms all the way up. 3 circles. Left arm forwards, right arm back. Once you've done your 3, picking up the right foot, the first of 3 spirals, walking forwards, up your mat. And that little tuck at the tailbone, excellent. So you should take your 3rd with the right knee lifted. That right leg then presses back to your warrior 3. Right arm reaches forwards, left arm back alongside the hip. Before you take it down into your lunge, plant on the right hand, circle the left, doesn't matter which way. Left hand finds the top of the mat, stepping back to your plank, moving it through your vinyasa. Into your 3-legged dog, lifting the left leg. Again, a bit of time. Before you step forwards, hover the fingertips first if you can. Stepping up to standing, hands come to the waist. Step the left foot back. You've got 3 of those hinges to walk you to the back of your mat. Making sure that front leg stays nice and strong. Trying not to kind of swan dive as you hinge. Once you reach the back of your mat, arms up to the ceiling, we're going to repeat, but we're going to add on some fun stuff this time around. Right arm forwards, left arm back, 3 circles. Picking up the left leg for your first twist, your first spiral, walking up the mat. 1, 2, and finishing your 3rd spiral with the left leg lifted. From there into your warrior 3, reaching the left arm forwards, left leg back. Taking it down into your lunge. Circling the right arm, 1 big circle. This time, instead of planting the right hand, sweep it up towards the ceiling. Little toe edge of the left foot, keep the eye line down as you step the right leg back to a side plank. Little pause, the 3, 2, and 1. 2 hands come down, taking it into your vinyasa. Lifting your right leg when you're ready. Stepping forwards. Coming up into a high plank. Don't do that. Coming up to standing, but bring your left knee through in front of you this time. Great, extend the left leg. In fact, before you do that, sorry, hold on, catch hold of your left foot. Extend your left leg as far as you comfortably can. Leaning forwards over your left leg, you're going to try and lower yourself effortlessly down to the floor. There might be a little roll back. That's okay. Lean forwards over the left leg. Lean forwards, lean forwards, lean forwards, lean forwards, lean forwards. When you find the floor, good job. Let the left leg go. Foot finds the floor. Take your left hand out to the side. Lift up. Step your left foot back. Lunge. Good. Pick your left foot up. Step it forwards. And sit. So you want lots of space between the right foot and the left hand. Lift up. Step it back. And again, lift up, step it forwards. That lift up, actually, don't think of it as a lift up from the back. From the front, we definitely want the lift. Get the bum, get the leg off the floor, step it back. But to bring it forwards, just step it forwards. This time, so from this position, left leg straight, right knee bent. Our challenge, option 1, rock back in this position. Right leg only, up to standing. Option 2, rock back in this position, 2 feet. Up to standing. Ta-da! 10 points. Hands to the hips. Well done. Step the right foot back. Hinge. Like, oh yes, we're here. 3 times. Left foot back. And right foot back. Good. 2 feet at the back of the mat. Hip distance apart. Tailbone down. Low ribs in. Hands to front of thighs. Come up onto the balls of the feet. Again, tailbone down. Low ribs in. Hands to front of thighs. Sissy squat. So you want to keep nice and strong. If you need to, I realise I don't think any of you are near a wall. Apart from me, if you need to, hold on to a wall. But otherwise, without letting the back arch, so super strong, you're gonna bend the knees, push the knees forward, think more tuck of the tailbone. My chin is slightly tucked to my chest. When I feel I can go no further, I'm coming back up, setting my heels down. And obviously what's gonna happen is we're gonna tap our knees to the floor in front of us, silently and effortlessly come all the way back up to standing. Maybe. If you can, 2 more. Rising up high, really thinking of tucking the tailbone, particularly as you start to bend the knees are pushing forward, the heels are lifted, you're pulling the tummy in more, squeezing your bum more. Hopefully feeling it in the quads, the abs, hopefully not feeling it in the knees. If you are, do you think it's sensible to do another one? Only you're gonna know that. It might be fine, it might be best avoided. And this time, as you finish, arms all the way up to standing. Left arm forwards, right arm back 3 times, well done. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3. Once you've done your 3rd circle, it's the right leg that lifts for your 1st spiral. Again, think about that tuck of the tailbone. Walking forwards, up the mat. You've got 3 spirals in total. The 3rd one should finish up with the right knee lifted. That right leg is then going to shoot back, push back to your warrior 3. Have a little pause there before you take it down into your lunge and circle the left arm. 1 complete circle, doesn't matter which way. And then left arm up to the ceiling. Eye line down, come onto the little toe edge of the right foot, step the left leg back, side plank. Little pause for 3, for 2, good. Into a high plank and through a vinyasa. Once you're back in your down dog, your left leg will lift. You'll step it forwards, and then you'll come up to standing, bringing the right knee through in front of you. Bringing the right knee through in front of you, catching hold of your right foot and extending the right leg as far as is comfortable. We want to be leaning forwards over the right leg. Slowly lowering down to your mat. Keep leaning forwards over the right leg. Way. When you get there, well done, release the right foot. Take your right hand out to the side, lifting up, stepping right leg back to your lunge. Stepping forwards again, setting down. And again, lift up. So nice and strong through the right arm. Step back, step it through, and sit down. Let's go for 3 more. Lift, step back, step through, sit down. 2 more. Strong in the right arm, lift, step back. Make sure your right hand, by the way, isn't too far behind you. Step through, sit down. 1 more time. Up, back, through, sit, rock back, single leg or double feet, up to standing. Hands to hips. Left foot back, 3 hip hinges. Walking back, down your mat. This time, as you find the back of your mat, you're going to lower your knees all the way down to the floor. So whether you want to take it, formal sissy squat, or not is up to you. All right, but we are going to take knees all the way down to, good, to the floor. You all right, Jen? All okay? Yes, Alex, nice. Okay, so we're kneeling. You can have toes tucked for what we're about to do, but if it's okay for you, we're going to work from the tops of the feet. Give the wrist a little bit of a waking up. Excuse me. So you'll be planting the hands ever so slightly in front of the knees to begin. You might want to adjust this. The hands are wide, but not pressed flat. We've got that slight kind of gripping of the fingertips available. You're going to take a breath in here. Arms are strong and straight. As you breathe out, you're tucking your chin to your chest, and you're trying to create a cat shape in the spine. So you're pulling the tummy in, tucking the tailbone under. Hands stay on the floor. Inhale, send the chest forwards without arching too much into the low back. Exhale, tuck it under. Inhale, lengthen. Bring the hands a little further back. Exhale, tuck. Push strong into the floor, and maybe you feel your knees start to lift away from the mat. Inhale, knees down, chest forwards. Exhale, pull in, push down through the hands, maybe the knees lift. So we're going to keep going, take as many breaths as you need. And what we're trying to do is gradually build up to almost a handstand pike position on the tops of the feet. So being on the tops of the feet, you're not going to have quite the same level of strength, and you won't be able to push from the feet quite so easily. Obviously, if the toes are tucked, it's going to give you a little bit more help to get the knees up. So it's up to you. What we're trying to do over time is pull the knees in, push down, get the thighs into the body, and try and get the bum way up. You're also welcome to play around with where the hands are. Having them back, I find it easier to get that initial lift, but having them a little bit further forwards helps me to get a little bit higher. Yeah, arms super strong, super straight. Yes, Annie, good. Well done, Shani, good stuff. Really feeling the tummy pulling in, pushing strong in the arms. Yes. Ace. 1 more. Beautiful. Once you're done, Excellent. Come up to standing. Grab your chair. Grab your strap. Whew. I am sweaty. Clammy, actually, is probably more accurate. So, into our dislocates. So you know that the arms are going to start wide-ish, erring on the side of caution. I think always for your first one. And then from there, you can walk them in close if you want more challenge. We want 2 arms to be straight. You want to try and breathe through the circles, maybe breathing out on the bit that is the least enjoyable. Sound effects are fine. Oh my goodness. Okay, well done. When you're ready, ditching your strap. Coming to your chair, so you're going to take another little shoulder opener. So you'll be kneeling, elbows on the edge of your chair, hands in prayer. You might have to adjust, shuffling the knees back and thinking of melting, lightly pressing the chest down to the floor. No bouncing. No bouncing, but if you did want to take some little pulses or squeezes, so as you breathe in, push down with the elbows, draw the belly in, allow the chest to rise, to lift, and exhale, release the chest down. If that works for you, go for it. But the difference between those kind of conscious, steady, squeezy pulses as opposed to kind of bouncy, tap, tap, tap pulses. When you're ready, easing out. So again, pressing down with the chest. No, don't do that. Press down with the elbows. Lift the chest to come out. Now, depending on how you got on with the scapular presses, if you find all 4's okay, but a plank is still something that you're working on, you're going to stick with a plank and go back to some of those scapular presses, working on keeping the low back really nice and stable, not letting the pelvis move or the back dip. If you want something, you're going to try something a bit more challenging, we're going to take, they're not really going to be scapular presses, they're going to be more like active or loaded shoulder shrugs. So the arms will be above the head, shoulders down, and then pushing the shoulders up to the ears. Shoulders down, pushing the shoulders up to the ears. Obviously, these at the moment are not loaded. So this, actually, to be fair, instead of the plank scapular press, this would be your alternative. Breathing in to breathe down and breathing out to quite sharply push away. That's your alternative. Otherwise, you're coming onto your chair. Where am I? You're coming onto your chair. We're going to find that L shape. We're going to find that L shape position. And you could be on the knees still, but like in your scapular press, the elbows are going to be completely straight and you're going to sink the chest to face down to the floor and then push away. Now, if I'm on my knees, I'm going to have slightly less weight, slightly less loading in my arms. If I want more challenge, I'm going to find my L-shaped position. I'm going to try and take that same shrug. And it might be that I'm trying to take that same shrug, but it doesn't feel like much is happening. You don't have to go nuts. Maybe just 3 or 4 and then come back to kneel or step down, take the weight out of the arms. We are going to do it one more time. So making peace maybe with the fact it's going to be quite a small movement. Give yourself a moment, shake it out, and then go again. You can load it up. You can go no load up to the ceiling. Your choice. One more. 5 to 7. 5 to 8. Let's try for between 5 and 8. Take your time in your setup. Obviously, the more that your hips are stacked over your shoulders, the more weight you've got in the arms, the more challenging it's going to be. Don't let the elbows buckle. Oh my gosh, and when you're done, come up to standing or just chill on your chair. So in theory, sorry, I realize that I'm rushing you guys. All right? In theory, when we're in a handstand or when we're in that pike position, our plank position, anything where we are working to get the hips above the shoulders in preparation for a handstand, for example, we want that push of shoulders to ears, and we want the arms to be completely straight, completely locked out. So we're going to take some of these L holds again. Should we go? Let's go together. We are going to do a 15-second hold, a 20-second hold, and a 30-second hold. All right, 15, 20, 30. In your L pike position, or alternatively, knees on the chair, and just working to get the arms straight and push the floor away. Obviously, if you need to come out sooner, please do. All right. So, starting to set yourself up. Getting yourself into position. Your 5 seconds to set up. 4, 3, 2, hold it for 15 seconds. Push the floor away. Use the belly to suck the hips up towards the ceiling. Shoulders are by the ears. Last 3, 2, and 1. Release. Take a moment, shake it out. We're going to take a decent rest, 30 seconds or so. So do shake the wrists. I know it's quite heavy. Release the shoulders. Take some deep breaths. Try and make sure your hands aren't too far away from your chair. Let's get ready to go again. In 10 seconds, we're going for a 20-second hold. It's only additional 5 seconds. You've got this. Keep breathing. Setting up in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 20 seconds. Leaning the weight towards the tips of the fingers. Arms are strong. Shoulders to the ears. Maybe you're looking down between the hands. Maybe chin is tucked to chest. Use the abdominals. Keep going. You're nearly there, guys. You've got 5 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. Well done. Oh, God. Give. Maybe give the wrists some of that love. Palms up to the ceiling. Woo. We're going to go for a 30-second hold. All right. If you want to add in a cheeky leg lift, you can. Remember those leg lifts we did heel to bum or knee to chest. 30 seconds. You've got 10 seconds before we start that hold. I'll let you know when we're halfway through, so you can change legs if you want to. Getting ready in 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds. Keep breathing. Strong arms, straight arms. Pushing the floor away. The shoulders are by the ears. Using the belly. Hips are high. This is your halfway mark. You're doing really well, guys. Keep pushing, keep breathing. 10 seconds. Almost there. Keep going. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Oh my God. Okay. Well done. Ooh. Sweet Mother of Christ. Let's ditch the chairs, shall we? Well done. Come down to kneel. Hands that away, back to the hands down. Oi. Back to the hands down, palms up to the ceiling. That should feel pretty good. Got one more little standing flow. Okay. When you're ready, you're coming up to stand at the top of your mat. Take a moment if you want. A down dog, a vinyasa. If you want anything extra, please take it. Okay. Once you're up to standing, take a moment to find your feet, to bring your attention down to the feet, to feel that contact, that connection between the sole of the foot and the ground beneath you. To bring that energy down, root yourself, stand strong, stand steady, or just stand comfortably. We're going eagle arms, right elbow on top, left arm underneath. When you're ready, shifting your weight onto the right leg. The left leg lifts, either eagle or figure four, your choice. But whichever one you take, the eagle wrap or the figure four, you're bending your standing knee. 3 little crunches, breathe in, lift the elbows. Breathe out, belly in, drawing elbows to shin. Inhale to lift, lengthen. Exhale, draw it down. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Good, breathe in, lift the arms, keep the wrap. Step your left foot back to a high lunge. Option for a back bend, you can keep the arms, you can release the arms. Think about 2 legs being strong. You want that back leg really being used to help provide a strong base. Good, lifting the body, turning 90 degrees to your left. Wide-legged position, wide-legged forward fold. If you want to add, interlacing the hands behind you. If you want to add a little bit more handstand prep. Hands find the floor, arms nice and straight, lean weight into the arms, push down, come high onto the balls of the feet. If your wrists are like, no, thank you, don't do it. You can take a headstand if you wanted to. Good, releasing, coming all the way up to standing. Maybe it's a flat back, maybe it's a roll up. Turning the toes slightly out. If, like me, you've not got a huge amount of external rotation in the hips, step the right foot forwards, just a touch. To give you a bit more space, to bend your left knee, take it down into your Skandasana. If possible, no hands, but obviously fingertips can come to the floor. If you're up for a bit more of a challenge, you're going to lower your hips down to the mat. No hands and come up to standing. Once again, she says. Turn to face the top of your mat. Pivot on the feet. Step forwards. Have a moment again to just ground yourself. 2 feet planted. Maybe taking your breath in through the nose, exhaling, rooting down through the soles of the feet. When you're ready, taking your eagle arms, left arm on top. Take your time to shift onto your left leg, pick up the right. So with the right leg, again, you've either got your, nearly called it a pigeon wrap, eagle wrap, very different thing, or your figure four for 3 little crunches. Breathing in to extend the spine, maybe lift the elbows and exhale to draw in, draw down. Inhale to lift. Exhale, draw in. Doesn't matter if elbows and shin don't meet. 3 times. Inhale to lift, and then stepping the right foot back into your high lunge. Again, a little back bend is your option. Hands can be wherever you want, so you can keep that wrap or bring the hands, the arms to anywhere else that feels good, feels interesting, or just feels comfortable. Before coming back up, 90-degree turn to the right. Same thing with your forward fold. How do you want to use it? Do you just want to chill? Do you want to activate? Entirely up to you. If you want to sub it out for a bit of work on your headstand, if you want to take it into more of a squat, and then when you're ready, coming up to standing. Again, before you take it into your Skandasana, turning the toes out slightly, maybe just shuffling left foot slightly further forward before you bend your right knee. Yeah, maybe if you want to, bum comes down and back up to standing. Good, turning back to face the top of your mat. And making your way down to sit or to lie. Let's just lie down for a second. Lie down for a second. Let's have a moment to get comfy on your back. Close your eyes. This is not your Shavasana. This is just a moment. It's just a moment. Let's bend the knees, take the feet out wide to the outer edges of the mat, drop the knees right side to left, little windscreen wiper action. Before bringing the feet back in, about a hip distance apart, so you can set yourself up for a bit of a back bend. If you want to bring elbows in underneath you, supporting the low back, resting the pelvis into the hands or using the hands, the thumbs to gently draw the hips higher. If you want to catch hold of your ankles, if you want to move it into a full wheel. Tuning into your body as you explore your back bends, resting whenever you need to. Tuning into that feedback, physical and sometimes mental as well. What is your response, thought-wise, feeling-wise, to us doing a back bend, or you doing a back bend at this point? Releasing when you're ready. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like my quads need a bit of a stretch. But I also feel like I cannot be bothered to get into a lunge. So, if you want an alternative quad stretch, I'm going to give you one. If you want to just do whatever your body wants right now, do that thing. But for me, I'm going to come up to sit, pop my right leg out in front, nothing too technical, bring my left heel round behind me, and just start to lean back. As I do that, I'm sort of just pushing my left hip forwards and getting a bit of a roll to help deepen that stretch through the left quad. If you wanted to make it a little bit more, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. If you want to work a bit more, something a bit more traditional maybe, then you might have right leg very much in line with the hip, left knee pointing straight forwards and be taking it back that way. So with this kind of half saddle pose, mine's a little bit more askew, and I'm using that twist of the pelvis to help get into my quad here. And then switching sides. And again, if you are really feeling like you want something else, take that something else. Lazy Girl's Guide to Stretching, second side. Left leg out, right leg bent. Little lean, little wiggle, little twist. But we are going to start to move down to your Shavasana. So if there's anything else that you want, anything else that you need, please take it. Doesn't matter what it is. When you're ready, when you are ready, when you feel comfortable enough, prepared enough, finding a bit of stillness, allowing the eyes to close. Maybe you're able to just kind of let it all go, drop into that Shavasana quite easily, quite readily. It's not one of those days if this is a challenging part for you, a challenging part of the practice. And just know you've always got your breath to help anchor you. It doesn't have to be easy, it doesn't have to be effortless or comfortable. time. Start to maybe come back to your breathing, to breathe a bit deeper, to move your body. Making your way out of your Shavasana. You're welcome to stay on your back, to make your way up to a comfortable seat. Taking time with yourself, for yourself, committing yourself to these final moments of your practice. To give yourself a little pat on the back. Getting on your mat for working hard. Committing yourself to a practice that is challenging, but that is also in the pursuit of allowing yourself ease and comfort. To not always have to be super hard on yourself, physically, mentally, whatever it might be. But thank you very much, guys. Well done. Have a lovely weekend. I hope the wrists and everything are okay. Yeah, have a great week. I am literally dead. And I'll see you next time.